I don't even want to read this. Okay, we get it. Just eat. You like a big ass baby, just picking at your food. I only want to eat the meat and the bread. Yo. Peace, y'all. Salutations. Greetings. Privyet Kadila. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, JC. How you been? Happy New Year's to all who celebrated. Welcome back. Brand new year. That means I'm gonna start uploading every single day as soon as January 1st starts. Yeah, it's not happening. On a real though, y'all, holidays, visiting family, festive greetings, stuff like that. That stuff happens, and then I gotta get back into my schedule of things. I'm gonna try to do like 2 videos per week. That's the goal, and then we'll see how we go from there. Welcome back to more Tiny Bunny content. I know y'all don't give a about that. Y'all here for the motherfucking endings. Endings. We're doing all of the endings. We're on a hunt. You understand me? I'm looking for the endings. Hold on. Where's my gun? Bruh. Bruh. We're on a hunt. Bruh. Understand me? Don't look at my setup right now. I am the fucking woods. I'm looking for every fucking ending. No, real talk. How many endings have we done? How many endings have we done, y'all? We've done technically our first ending, if you guys remember in episode 4, our original playthrough, we ran into a bad ending where we did the teenage boy missing ending or whatever it's called. That's the first one. The next one was Where's My Boy, I believe. The next one was either, what was it, domestic violence or Coma's escapee. Mad World, obviously Mad World. Wait, I think we did Mad World before domestic violence. I'm forgetting the timeline already. So that's like 5, and then we just did obviously Love Recipe. So 6. So out of the 20 endings, we have 14 endings left. Is that what I'm getting correctly? Am I wrong on that? Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Guys, so much happened in the last episode that like my file size for the videos for last episode was 341 gigabytes. I'm not lying. I just deleted it to clear up some space. Let me just show you real quick. I know I hate doing this part, but this disk drive right here, I just deleted. I should have recorded it, but it was at 300. This disk drive is what I use to put my videos. I do content on this disk drive. So the fact that that was off of that one video, let me tell you why. So it goes like this. You're an editor, you hate life, and you want to kill yourself. And that was probably the main reason. Bruh. But anyway, y'all don't give a f. Let's talk about what happened in Love Recipe. Well, goddamn. I don't know what the f happened. Can somebody explain to me what the f was that ending? It was interesting. Okay. So all the people that were complaining and saying, damn, the endings don't do shit for us, bro. The endings fucking suck. You guys are lying. I just feel like Love Recipe explained a lot. It may have made more questions, but that's the whole point, that all the critiques I'm seeing in the comment section so far is that we have to finish the whole game and then piece it together to explain everything. So I might be wrong, but I feel like it was explaining a lot of things, but it didn't answer everything. So I don't know. Like, we still don't know what happens with the other characters who are not in this situation, like Karitone to Biasha to Katya. We can only assume from what we understand that if Anton's Mad World ending, if the Mad World ending is canonically true, then Anton is just the one who's been killing everybody. Or he could be actually being deceived. The Forest Master and all the animal creatures are deceiving everyone to make them think that Anton is not the killer. Because they're in the coma ending, someone pointed out in the comments, which we're gonna get to the comment section. But in the coma ending, they still said the wolves are still on the hunt, killing people. So, you know, obviously we know that like the references to wolves, the wolf pack, the bunny creature monster mentioned this, the last ending, the forest master mentioned this. Like, we know that like that's an indication of the animals and the animal spirits, the creatures, the people who are possessed by them. They're still killing people. So what does this say to this ending, right? The coma ending. I don't know. Like, what does this say about the whole game? And what are they trying to say? So like, I feel like we just need to keep playing, guys. I know, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of endings. I don't know how the hell we're gonna do 14 more endings. I'm not gonna lie, because that's a lot of endings. But let's try to get through as much as we can. I have a lot to say about Love Recipe, but like, there's just a lot of questions behind it. It confirms a lot of the theories about like everyone is pretty much, when you accept the mask, you become a part of yourself that you don't really recognize or see, or it's not, society is not really accepting you or that part of your mask or you who you are. At least I see some symbolism, some metaphors, but at the same time, you could see that the mask turns you into a creature. Obviously, we get that. And everyone's affected, so it's not just specifically Anton or Olya. I'm still trying to figure out the ending even to like Anton and Elisa. When it was spring, they turned into the creatures, like regular animals instead of the creatures when it was snowy. So I'm just kind of wondering, what does that represent? What is that supposed to say? Obviously, this is the ending that seems more acceptable. Like, we knew that the killer was the one who was doing the bad. It was after Anton and his father. So then, you know, when Anton accepted the mask, he became the creature, and then, you know, him and Elisa ate him. Literally ate him, and then they became the new forests of the night, and they were dancing in the sky as the, you know, the folklores present itself. You know, I don't know, they talk about like the old the animals, the you know, Tihovnov to Anton's mother Karina. Man, dude, there's just so much. Like, I don't want to waste time just talking about something that I don't know. Let's just get into it. I don't have enough time to can yap about this anyway. Let's figure out what the f is going on, bro. And let's get into some comments and theories. Like, I'm not wasting no more time, y'all. Let's just get into it. Shout out to Squawk. It was better than Interstellar. It took me like 3 watches to finish, but it was definitely worth it. Didn't think the endings could speak more clearly until I saw this one. I'm actually surprised that it wasn't a foil of Elisa. I will never be able to trust her again. Hey man, we got more endings, so hold your thought. Shout out to Cool Ass. This is why episode 5 took so long. A lot of content, and you still haven't seen some other crazy stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, bruh. We're gonna get into it. Yo, shout out to Shant, man. Josh, I really enjoyed your playthrough of Tiny Bunny. The time and effort you put into your videos to make it a really enjoyable experience. Visual novel, I really enjoyed. It's called The Letter, a horror visual novel by Yang Mobile. It has a lot of choices and well-written characters. The game is a bit old and not too known, but if you were to play it, I would watch the whole playthrough. You could even blink. Love your content. Keep up the great, man. Salute! Oh my god, you're so amazing as a person and everything, and I love you. I love everything about you. You know, I appreciate everyone who shows some love, support. That's a real right there. I've never heard of The Letter. I'm always down. You guys know me if you guys watch the content and the channel. This year, we're gonna try to like push the channel to another level. I'm always constantly looking for indie games to play. So I'm gonna definitely check this out, see how it does, see if y'all with it, and yeah, let's just get it, bro. I'm definitely adding this. This is in Russian. Shout out to Mado. And if I am butchering your names, I am not sorry. I will not apologize. You're just gonna have to suffer. Let me know if I'm butchering y'all name for real though. Shout out to you, Mado. You said the ending where Anton is placed in a psychiatric hospital is false. It's constructed to seem logical, but there's a crucial detail. Children continue to disappear even after Anton was admitted to the psychiatric hospital. Tikovno simply decided to close the case quickly by pinning all the crimes on Anton. Okay. So he was trying to cover it up. Maybe the Love Recipe ending is confirming a lot of things. Maybe it's true and Tihovnov didn't want to like exacerbate this or make this bigger than it needed to be. Because if you think about like what Anton was doing in the Mad World ending, he was like pretty much confirming all the things that we've seen in the game and presenting it to Tihovnov, right? That's like, yo, those beast creatures, bro. And then, you know, obviously to Nove, if you see the love recipe ending, he's like obviously directly tied to this. He's the old wolf. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm telling y'all, I'm holding back my thoughts until we finish all of the game. This episode sucks. Hey, shout out to you, Cop. I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with you, bro, but hey, shout out to you. Shout out to Green Badger. I don't understand how such terrible endings with so many plot holes can be justified and called interesting and logical. Psychono simply destroyed his own creation and spat in the face of the fans. Okay, so the one thing I've noticed with some of y'all's critiques of the game is I haven't seen a detailed critical analysis of why the game is bad. Like, what are the specific plot holes? I know that I haven't finished the whole game, so maybe you can't spoil everything, but if someone who is against the game and thinks episode 5 is actually genuinely bad, if you guys can construct, I don't know, a comment, or maybe there's a video out there that explains why the game is bad in more detail, connects all the plot holes between the different endings, that would be more of a more easier argument to deal with, or even to engage with, because so far I'm just hearing it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. There's too many plot holes, this and that and the third, this is just lack, it does the. When I first played the first ending, Where's My Boy, when I got it, I would have probably agreed with you if I just stopped there, but like now I'm like, okay, what happened in the other ending? So again, like I said, I don't want to reiterate this and keep being like a dead horse, beat a dead horse here. So I'm just saying that, like, guys, if you guys really think the game's bad, then what is your assessment of why the game is bad? Like, give me some detail, because the people that have been defending and been averse to y'all and saying, yo, the game is actually good, you guys are just not seeing the full picture, have laid out some arguments and point out certain things that, you know, a lot they couldn't get into detail because of spoiling. They at least made some sort of sound arguments that I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yo, shout out to you, Summer. Shout out to sounding like this goddamn gun, bro. Goddamn. Yo, shout out to you, bro. Dude, I don't know. See, YouTube changed the names of y'all's name, like the YouTube names and comments. So like, if you didn't set your handles are just like auto-selected handles. But shout out to you. Great video as always. I would love to see you playing Tiny Bunny the Other Story. Not canon, but it's made just as good as the original game. The voices are the same and has a good story. It also has a continuation. Well, also gonna have a continuation soon. They have 1,000 left for them to collect from fans to get the voice actors for the game. Are you guys talking about the alternate modded game of like, or unless it was the manga where people made a fanfic or like an alternate version where Katya is alive or something? I keep forgetting what y'all tell me about that, but yeah, I thought this comment was funny. Zootopia ended. Yo, shout out to Comment, the OG, the GOAT. Shout out to Last Quincy. Hey, shout out to y'all. I made a comment about like Russian community that watch the video as soon as I drop it, and then they don't get auto captions, and I have to let y'all know that, like, since these videos are pretty long, it takes time for the auto captions to process. So if you watch the video as soon as it drops, it's gonna take like a few hours for it to process. So I would recommend to wait, but if you can't, that's fine too. I know some people are impatient, but shout out to y'all. I know, you know, Mr. Cat, you said I'm from Russia, we watch YouTube, and I turn on a VPN without it. The Russian Federal Service for Supervision blocks the network protocols to YouTube. However, when using VPN, subtitles often disappear, so the lack of subtitles isn't too critical for me. But that's actually interesting. I was actually wondering, because I know with the whole war going on over there with Ukraine and everything, and like US sanctions are blocking like a lot of like online services and stuff like that for Russian people. So it's unfortunate that you guys have to do all this extra stuff because of what's going on politically. But yeah, I'm glad that you could still at least watch YouTube, because that would be a nightmare if like you can't literally do anything. I'm actually surprised some of there's still a lot of Russian creators doing their thing, because I know PayPal is blocked. I don't know if PayPal is still blocked, but shout out to 999. He said, actually, you don't need to worry too much. We have a utility that translates many popular languages with voiceover in about 10 minutes. Damn, I'm watching you with the Russian voiceover, hearing your wonderful native voice in the background like an amateur film dubbing. Thanks to the developers of this utility, I could watch videos in English, Chinese, etc. Wait. Hold on. Put me on, bruh. What is this? Is this an extension you guys got, bruh? Put me on, bruh. Cause dead ass, I might need to do the same thing. Yo, shout out to Chertila again. By the way, we're gonna follow some of your comment because I seen your other comment on like what to do. So we're gonna be doing everybody else's different comments. Sorry, I haven't been able to do them in the last episode because again, the love recipe was just long as hell. But yeah, well, I didn't expect to end up in the video. Well, guess what? Just like comment, you're back in the video. Welcome back. Okay, so this is interesting. I saw this comment when I was on my break, so I was like, holy, I gotta note this. But notice that Elise is truly cunning, as whenever the opportunity presents itself, she immediately opposes the master of the force. Here's some additional information that will help you understand the plot and get some of the endings. Even though everything Katya tells us happens in an illusion, much of it is canon. The author released a separate canon manga about Katya, in which Katya was really in love with Anton, and while being dragged into the forest by the unknown monster, she remembers the entire day and regrets her treatment of Anton. She only bullied him because she didn't want to admit herself that she loved him. In the second manga, which was also canon, they revealed all the animals behind the mask and show how each of the missing children was killed. Damn! I mentioned this in the commentary included in the video at one blah blah blah. You notice the two monsters are missing while Rumka and Polina are at your house. And at this timestamp, the master of the force addresses Elisa, even though she's not there. Only Polina is. Ooh, see, I did notice that, but like people were swearing up and down Elisa was not Polina. Also, I did notice how like what was the moment when I think it was in that episode, right, where there was a moment where Elisa was prompted to talk about Polina, or like we had to show some sort of care towards Polina, and Elisa was just like, man, f that she was like, man, f that hoe. And I'm like, damn. And I'm wondering if maybe if this is actually Polina and she's like finally accepting her mask. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it all, because if you go with Polina route instead of Elisa, it's a whole different ending. Bro, we gotta figure this out, bro, because we still haven't figured it out, bro. The murders continue even when Anton is in the mental hospital. The beasts continue to commit them. They exist. I advise you to collect all the evidence, but don't tell Tihovno about the strange man and draw him incorrectly. Then you'll get the ending related to this man. Okay, we're gonna try that out. Anton thinks some kind of tumor has taken up the residence within us. You can learn about this from other endings. I remember correctly, for the second good ending, you need to refuse the mask twice and hug Polina when given the chance. Mask twice. Oh, so I guess when we get to the point where we're like near the love recipe ending, we refuse it twice and then hug her. But does that mean that we have to pick Polina instead of Oya? More information in one of the endings, which can be attained by accepting the treats in episode 4, not letting the guest into the house, then sacrificing Oya. Elisa told us a story about a bunny who failed to become a full-fledged bunny. Damn. The force of the master of the force called his subordinate dolls, and in Polina's route, we learned that Caritone had a puppet theater at her house, which burned down because of the Watchman, a lie. Because of this fire, most of the entire pack of the previous generation perished, only leaving Woofy and Bunny, who forgot about it. Tihovno, ooh. This is some lore bits, okay. Interesting, okay. We're gonna try some of this out. We're gonna have to try some of this out. Shout out to Okie Dokie. Shout out to you. I love the nice comments, man. Y'all make me feel like I'm welcome, bro. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad you guys with the content, man, for real. Shout out to Mr. Smith. At this time stamp, her mother is not bourgeois. She is just an affluent proletarian, and then only in comparison with the other residents of the village. This is typical housing for the city because she isn't exploiting someone else's labor. 5th episode sucks. Okay, the last part you ain't gonna get people to agree with you. Okay, no, I appreciate the comment on this one. Actually, I wasn't even saying she was a bourgeoisie, or I wasn't saying she was a part of the bourgeois class. I was saying that she was petty bourgeois because of the situation that she's in, where she's living with the more richer, probably petty bourgeois, the maybe bourgeois folks. Like, there's different stratas of class. It's not just specifically proletarian or just petty bourgeois or even just bourgeois. There's different sort of hierarchies of class between those two. So like you know, a proletariat, anyone who doesn't know the terminology, the Marxist terminology, it's more the working class. So like, you know, obviously she could still be a worker. So I would probably take back that she's a petty bourgeois individual. I would say that she's more of a proletariat, but like she's not a worker that's close to in terms of the relation of production. So she's not like, she's a teacher. She's not like, you know, but she can still obviously be in a union and whatnot. Okay, shout out to S4s. This is probably gonna be my last comment. Y'all know me. I gotta get into this, bruh. So if you didn't get your comment read out, trust me, I did read it. I always try to read through all the comments. So I probably already responded to you, but shout out to y'all. Y'all already know the deal. Y'all just be yapping, bro. There's so much, you know. If I spent reading every single comment, the whole video would be the comment section. But I appreciate y'all for real. S4s, you say that as a Russian, sometimes I feel like an outcast. So much people in our community are hating on the episode, while I kind of like it. All the endings make a complete story to me, and I guess one just needs some time to process and understand the plot. But instead, people be like, the episode is poop, plot holes everywhere. What's wrong with the devs? Total failure, ruined the game, boo-hoo. And I don't get it. Yes, I think there's too much gore and there's a flaw in that, and that's a flaw. But the story itself is okay, maybe not perfect, but I believe it doesn't deserve such hate. I don't know. Yeah, I think, again, like I said, when you're in a bubble, in an environment of space with some ideas that are very dominant, it's hard to go against those ideas when that space is very pervasive with those ideas that you may disagree with. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, for example, we live in a very conservative society, or at least in the US, you know, in this country, where I live specifically, no matter where I go, I'm gonna see some very conservative ass you know, and it could be like that for now because people are so, you know, mad about Tiny Bunny right now. So I would just say, yeah, I definitely would say that, like, if your understanding of the game makes sense, you've went through with other people to confirm if it's true, or confirm if they agree with you, and I feel like you don't have to worry too much about it. But it does feel like, damn, bro, like I'm really by myself on this. But yeah, we'll definitely get to it I hope we can get all the 14 endings, y'all. Also, y'all, I have a comment where I'm like, if you guys want me to do certain endings or whatever, put it down in the comment section. Now, Chirtilla already got a lot of like comments, already got some endings that I can follow. So we're gonna try to do some of Chirtilla's endings. I know we got, I'm already forgetting homie's name. I don't think it was S4's, but it was someone else in the last few episodes. Videos I've done. So we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna see what we're gonna get, and yeah, let's try not to blow ourselves in the brain and get a long ass episode again, because I would love that, obviously. That's rated Tiny Bunny. All right, y'all know what Chirtilla said. So this whole page right here is Elisa's route. Well, I guess depending on where you go, I guess all the way up to this point is where then you can follow Elisa or Polina. So from this, I was following Elisa because I was trying to get the love recipe. So I was also collecting all the evidence, so we could just load back these saves. So we're gonna draw the man incorrectly. That is an ugly ass man. If y'all ever seen this person in real life, tell me what will you do right then and there. He just pops up and he looks at you. What you gonna do, bro? All right, let's beat this. Boom. Okay, hold on. You think you're funny? Does it matter that we win this? I don't think it matters if we win this. Bruh. I'm not admitting defeat. I'm just saying, you know, it don't really matter. I guess if you don't do Tihovno's thing, because the whole point of it is Tihovno needs proof of your shit. So I guess if you don't get if you don't do it correctly with the face. Okay, y'all. So for this one, I am staying. So I just went ahead and redid this whole to make sure that I was loading in the right save, because I swear to God I was, but I would have double checked. So I redid it all, and so now we're at this point where if we tell him, we have to draw him, right? If we don't tell him, you know, we don't draw him, right? Chirtilla said that we don't have to tell him, so I'm actually gonna see what happens when you stay silent. No way, I had enough humiliation. And bell rang. Now the question is, do we still get the Polaroid from... Okay, I think we do. Let me skip through this. Okay, I think we still do. Yeah, we got the Polaroid. Okay, so after we don't draw him, we're supposed to then get to the part where we save either Polina or Oya, but we only get there if we are following Love Recipe to the T. So that's my only issue, is do we actually, like, is there like incorrection on this? Okay, so let me keep doing this. And this is the point where we have the Polaroid. So even if we like save Katya or try to attempt to save Katya, I don't know if we'll be able to take a picture. Let me see. So let's again click all the items. So we're trying to help her. We did all we could. See, remember when it says that we did all we could? We need to get out of here. And then we leave. We don't get the thing. So since we don't get the evidence, it doesn't take us to Love Recipe, I don't think. And I did everything correctly. So then, you know, we get to the point where we kill Zolka. Okay, then we get, okay, wait, hold on. This is a little different. We actually get caught. Last time we didn't, so maybe I didn't do something correctly. That's weird. What did I not do correctly? I loaded in from a save that I did everything correctly. I think I'm just a dumbass, guys. I think I just realized I really just am dumb. So say it with me, classroom. Josh is a dumbass. Okay, Katya. Let me just go. We can pick with anybody. It don't really matter. All right, but every time we do stuff, we have to examine all the clues. So I've been examining all of them. Yeah, examine all the clues. So now we get here. With this one, obviously, we don't take the pills. So then the question is, if we make the call, will we talk to Tihono? I clutch the phone, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that we got the Katya and Polina route makes me think we might, right?
Roma.
Okay, it's Romka. I dial Polina's. Oh, and then there it is, Tihono's. Okay, so we still get, okay. I just did something wrong. I'm really a dumbass for real.
Bruh. Be kinder to yourself. Everyone makes mistakes. Growth often starts with acknowledging where things went wrong. Would you like to talk about what happened?
Yeah. I do. Alright, f you, Gemini. I don't need your help right now. Move out the way. Okay, so let's skip through all this and get to the snow part. So we let them in. And we offer the dog meat. So we finally get to this point. This time, so yeah, I saved this part so we can come back and see Oya or Polina. So let's do Oya first. What happens after we save Oya? Dropped the axe, fell to my knees, numb fingers are clutching Oya's collar. One wrong move and my boot would fall into the snowy hole. There would be nobody left to save my sister. Hold on, Oya. Rumka rushed over towards Polina and held her by the armpits, but all of his strength trying to free her. I'm here! I don't know why I gave him that voice, sorry. The beasts rushed towards us with the raging fire in the background, their shadows covering the ground like massive carpets. The girl screamed with the writhing snowy trap. Okay, so it's relatively the same as last episode.
Ничего, солнышко. Быром! Хватай топор и бежим!
Grab the axe and run.
Whoa! Oh, shit! I wasn't even expecting. Yo, can we get a sports highlight reel? Hold on, play by play.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with more play-by-play highlights. As you can see, Mr. Hootie-san goes in, but we don't even see him coming. Then boom! Snatched! That is insane work to even pull off, right out of Anton's grasp. He wasn't even looking her way. Phenomenal play by Mr. Hootie-san, the only one. Back to you, Josh Krabs.
Like, bro, what the yo, that took that.
I was just skipping through thinking I didn't need it was the same thing. Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault, game. I'm stupid as hell. Bro. Oh, shit. The bird threw into the snow and landed on top. The blizzard licked Polina off with its rough tongue, only leaving a red stain in space where she just... Oh, this time she's dead. Something just hit the crusty snow and tumbled. No. Oh, yo, nah, bro. It's over. This is a bad ending. This is definitely a bad ending. Then raised his hands to where his head once was, finding the blood shot out from what it was left of his neck. One single white gristle peeked out of the mess. That nigga got decapitated. Look, I'm not gonna lie. You kind of look good and headless, Rumka. I don't know if anyone has ever told you that. Like, bro, this is the first time I actually enjoyed Rumka being headless. Shut the fuck up. I wailed. Oh, what the f? Pause. Out of the snow piles, grabbing at my calves like pincers. Oh, shit. The owl flashed her red with her round eye and pecked Oya right in the face. No. She tore off the nose in one go and found all the blood gushing out the form cavity. Is she still alive or she's dead? Never mind, bro. Never mind, bro. I don't even want to read this. Okay, we get it. Just eat. You like a big ass baby, just picking at your food. I only want to eat the meat and the bread. I don't want to eat the vegetables. How about eat this, huh, little baby? All right, bro. Y'all can read, bro. I ain't gotta read this. For all my Russian viewers, y'all already know what the f happened. He's eating her. Oh my. She's still alive too. Oh, that is a terrible way to die. Oh my god, bro. That sounds like a baseball hitting the goddamn. Oh, nigga! Oh! Get your big ass out of my face! Snow was painted in red. Poor Oya was still alive and she whimpered slightly in the. Yo, y'all are not shit, bro. I swung the axe as hard as I could, but the blade just cut through the empty air. Claws tore at my scalp, skinning me alive. The last thing I saw was the scowling of a head of a bear that covered the world and granted me eternal darkness. So you gave Polina and Ramka swift, clean deaths, but we get to get fucking ripped open like a can of tuna? Like, bro. Alright, bro, just go ahead and eat your food, bro. You better eat everything. If you picking at the food like this Mr. Owl over here. God damn it. Is this the same ending? What happens if we pick Polina? Because they both die. We all die. That's a death. That's literally death. Y'all don't even want to give us music. Y'all just giving us these eating. Alright, let's skip through this a little bit. Alright. Look at them. They didn't even clean up the bones, bruh. They didn't even clean up the bones. Alright, what is this ending? A brutal murder of a group of children. Interesting. In the forest shook the entire region. Their bodies were found in a dreadful state. There was nothing left apart from the smudges of blood and chips of bone. The evidence suggests the murder was carried out with unprecedented cruelty. Children went missing in these parts before. No clues found in the forest, allegedly belonging to the forest serial killer, who's currently a suspect of series of murders and disappearance cases. Yo, the way they did Oya was wild, bro. Oh, well. That's 13 more endings to go, guys. Wow, we really knocked it out the park, guys. Let's pick Polina. See what happens when we say Polina. I dropped the axe, fell to my knees, my numb fingers clutching Polina's sleeve. One wrong move, my boot would fall into the snowed-in hole. Nobody will be left to save my friend. Let me see. Pulled Polina's coat as hard as I could, but then it felt like she was half as heavy. Only then I noticed Ramka was behind her helping her up. Help my sister! But then who would save my sister? It was supposed to be you, dummy. The horrific realization caught up to me when I heard Oya scream. Yo, this is evil. Oya! Damn! Hey, bro, the play-by-plays. Hey, bro. That's the best in the league, bro. The best in the NFL. I gotta give it to bro. The hungry shadow snatched her out of the hole and dragged her into the perfect darkness. Then I heard smacking and crunching sounds coming from. I killed my sister with this choice and betrayed my trust of my parents. I snuffed out the last glimmer of hope that our family would ever be happy will be happy ever again with my own hands. Rumka freed Polina from the trap and violently tugged my shoulder.
Бежим! Не останавливайся, бежим!
Y'all didn't give a fuck.
He said, man, let's go, bro. She gone, bro.
Run, we can't stop, move. My tears froze over my cheeks. My legs refused to move, but my inner voice whispered, you cannot delay or her sacrifice will be in vain. I pick up the axe. I let the voice guide me. This is different. So if you allow Oyo to be sacrificed, you pick Polina, Oyo will be sacrificed, but then if you pick Oya, it's like everyone gets killed. So it's like interesting. Okay, the wind slashed at our backs in anger. Hell no. That sound like the tornado siren. I'm good, bro. The heart-rending howl was getting closer and closer. That wants seconds, bro. We rushed towards the forest, but the monsters were faster. That is not Oya. What the fuck is that hair color? You just grabbed a random child from a nearby village, bro. What the f? You spawning in children? They tossed the squealing Polina on the snow. Is she still alive? Something hit the crusting snow and tumbled. Oh, she's headless. Roma shrugged. His hands raised in his head. Oh, no, that's Roma.
Bruh.
Never mind, I take everything back what I just said. The ending looks like the same. Paul shot out of the snow piles, grabbing my calves like pincers. I couldn't rush to the rescue. I could only watch the bloody massacre and horror. Oh, they're gonna kill Polina now. Oh, what the f? The beast were gutting Polina. Oh, no. Okay, wait, who's this? Is this the bunny? But it got a bell. Isn't that the forest master? They broke her bones, picked them out of her flesh. What really sucks is that they're eating her alive, bro. That's what really sucks. If they just killed her instantly, like maybe like tapped her unconscious and then ate her, it would have been at least better way to go out. But like you gotta go out knowing that these beasts are eating you alive, bro. That's crazy. Muscle popped. Red fiber got stuck in their teeth. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus Christ. Polina's jaw detached from her skull with a crunching sound. Oh, man. With only patches of skin left on. Polina's tongue fell out of the hole that formed as a result. We don't need to know that information. I didn't need to know that. I watched her die as the claws tore at my face, skinned me alive. The axe rocked my hands, fear stopping me from swinging it. Okay, then we die by bro. I did my best to think of Oya so I could leave this mortal plane with her beautiful face in front of my eyes. I thought about the girl with the sunny hollow around her head. The last thing I saw was the scowling head of a bear that covered the world and granted me an eternal darkness. Well, that's tough. So what the f is this? This doki doki ass ending. I swear to God, if I get copyrighted for this, I'm filing a lawsuit too, Psychono. I'm filing a lawsuit too. Hey, shout out to the sound design. You guys definitely know how to make creepy shit. You're not done? Oh my God. Honestly, bruh, I don't know why everyone thought we were gonna get a good ending, bro. You see how fucked up this game is? You think we gonna get a happy ever after ending? Come on, y'all. This ain't Disney Channel. Okay, that was crazy. Interesting. Animal Rage, a horrific murder that took place in the forest near the village on Thursday is yet to be commented by the authorities, but has already been deemed one of the most terrifying tragedies of recent years by the public. The bodies of children were found in a state of disfigurement, deep gashes, traces of blood, of cruelty, bloody body parts strewn about the crime scenes. Bloodstains and claw marks were found on some of the bloodstains and claw marks were also found on some of the nearby trees. The forest is currently on lockdown. The investigation is still in progress. Interesting. You know, I was thinking about something also of like the pills that were taken, and it's kind of pushed by Karina, and obviously Karina is like the bunny or the previous bunny, and I'm wondering if there was also an agenda behind that. Like, was she kind of like, yo, Anton, make sure your ass like take these pills, like just accept the fate, bro. Don't even go for it. Because I don't know, maybe she didn't want him or them to go through all this to figure out what the truth about the world. Because it seems like that's what I get from Tikhonov as well. It's like, it's almost like with the coma ending, and what you guys explained with how it seemed like they were kind of like, yeah, there's still shit going on, but like, let's just like throw this under the rug. Like, let's not even talk about all the murders that's going on in the other ending. So like, if Tikhonov knows about this, and obviously, you know, like what Trotila, what you were saying, where Tikhonov it seems like Tikhonov is trying to like cover the body. They forgot all this happened because Karitone might actually be the puppet master, the force master, and that accident is what caused the amnesia, why they were acting all weird and not really understanding what the hell was going on initially. And then even when after Tikhonov like finished what turning into the bunny and he took off, I guess, the mask, you could see that he was still like partly in an animal state, and he was still confused, like what the is going on when he was looking at Anton and the love recipe. So I don't know, just some food for thought. I was thinking about that. But yeah, this is not a good ending. I know would not like this ending at all. All right, so Trotila also talks about loading in when we get into the car, and do we put on the mask? So at this moment, I always wanted to know what happens when you don't put on the mask or put on the mask on this. Initially, we don't put on the mask. We put on the mask the second time, but we're gonna have to refuse the mask both times.
Ты права, как всегда.
So we can skip through this. We've already seen this. So yeah, this is Tikhonov. So are we to assume that Polina's still alive if we have to hug Polina? Honestly, they didn't show, you know what's interesting? They didn't show Romka or Polina's death. Anton just assumed that they died in Love Recipe.
Как же Полина?
Oh, so this is right. This is what I was saying, that when they were talking about how he would mention, what about Polina? And then...
Полина? В пизду Полину.
Man, her, right? So maybe this is Polina.
Только ты и я.
So this is what you were talking about. Okay, let's see. All right, put on the mask or don't put on the mask. Well, actually, we could have just loaded from this part if it's relatively the same thing, because I already rejected it initially because of the love recipe. So let's smash this. I proclaimed.
Ты, это не я.
You're not me. I threw up the axe. Then consciousness smoldered in the goat's huge eyes. His black tongue fell out of his maw. The mask twitched, begging me to wear it. Kill that d***! I smashed it from above, crushing the bunny face, covered with maggots, pushing it into the dirt.
He's like, oh, what have you done, you asshole? Oh my god.
The goat screamed. I want to hear that bad. Yeah, kill that. Second strike split his forehead, throwing bits of rotten brain to the snow. Ugh, laid him out, slumped. The axe was left lodged between his halves of his horned skull. The fox girl let out a heart-rending scream like a banshee from Irish folktales that foretold the oncoming death of their close ones. Then in one fell swoop, she leaped over the snowfield and disappeared among the dead trees, bawling. Her cries were forever engraved in my memory. Interesting. There was no way I'd forget something that scared me so much, that also elicited the genuine empathy at the same time. Because of the shock I was in, it took me a while to realize someone was shouting my name. Oh yeah, still in there.
Я сейчас.
I'm coming. I took her out of the car and carried her along the trail. Oh shit. Oya was almost weightless. She poked my neck with her wet nose. I thought about my dead friend under the grave cross. A tear rolled down my cheek and landed on top of Oya's head. Oh yeah, this is where the dad comes through. A pair of lights cut through the night. I walked forward with no idea what was waiting for me there. Dad stopped in the middle of the out clearing. He stumbled out of it.
Папочка!
Daddy, daddy. He hugged us with his big hands. It was the best feeling in the world. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why I said
Простите
that.
меня, пожалуйста, простите.
I'm sorry. He was crying for the first time I saw my dad's tears. Few of all of them scorchingly
Я
hot.
не должен был уходить. Боже мой, не должен был.
I should have left. By God, I shouldn't
Дом
have.
сгорел. Они подожгли.
The house burned down. They put it on fire. My dad replied with a curt nod. He took Oya and laid her on the back seat.
Они подстерегли нас в лесу.
They were waiting for us in the forest. The beast? Dad shot me a surprised glance. He entered the car, watching my dad walk around its front and sit in front of the wheel and slam its doors.
Люди, конечно.
Humans, of course.
Люди, которые хуже зверей.
Humans that are worse than beasts. He didn't know. He didn't see the shine of the monstrous eyes in the dark.
Я думал, что того ублюдка арестовала милиция, но там были его дружки.
So they're gonna pin it on the killer. I thought the police had arrested that bastard, but he had friends. The car sped up. The blizzard almost subsided. The snow was no longer falling from the sky. I asked myself if the sunrise was painting the sky red above the ancient pines. Time broke and devoid of its usual characteristics. It turned into snowflakes that floated up into the sky instead of floating down.
Где мама?
Where's Mom? Dad was silent. His heavy gaze set on the road and his pale fingers gripping the steering wheel.
Плохие люди забрали нашу маму.
Bad people took our mom.
Я все исправлю, верну ее.
I'll deal with it. I'll get her back.
Но сейчас главное вы. Ты и Оля.
I don't think you want back. But you're more important now. The sleepy face of my little sister appeared in the backseat mirror. Tosha.
Да, Оленька.
Yes, Oya.
Ты спас нас, братья.
You saved us, Aniki.
Получилось.
You did it. She fell asleep warm. She snored as she sucked on her finger. I did it. I got her out of that hell.
Все обойдется, они нас не найдут.
We'll be
Больше
fine.
никогда.
They won't find us ever again. Something splashed on the side of the road. Oh! I fixed my glasses and saw a girl grabbing the icy branches. Is that Eliza?
Стой!
Wait! My scream didn't disturb Oya's sleep. Car slowed down and I already jumped out and rushed through the piles of snow.
Полина!
She recoiled at my voice. Her clothes were either slashed by branches or someone's claws. I gave Polina a soft hug. She was unnaturally feverish. Her hair smelled like evergreen and rot.
Где Рома?
Where's Roma? This looks oddly familiar to Eliza, how she pulled up. I just gotta say.
Мне жаль.
I'm sorry. Polina replied with a sad nod. Her stuck-together bangs covered her face, stopping me from watching her eyes.
And it's time for an emotion.
Я хочу уехать. Куда угодно.
I want to go. Doesn't matter where. I grabbed her by the elbow. It looked like she fucking Sasuke Uchiha, bro. Like, whole family dead, bro. Damn, bro. Where the Mangekyo at? When they're showing, I'm expecting that. That's delivering in 2-day shipping. Seemed like she's seen her whole family got killed. Dad ran after me and helped carry Polina to the back seat of our car and to the snoring Oya. I leaned in and
Все
whispered,
кончено.
"It's over." The car turned around. Our old house was burning to the right. The charred frame had appeared under the collapsed front. The roof smoldered. The flakes of gray ash scurried in the wind. My eyes stung not because of the smoke. It's over. Everything burned down, not just my toys and my burnt drawings. My entire new quote-unquote life perished in fire. And what laid ahead, I had no idea. The car's lights only illuminated rows of trees. The house waved us farewell with a scarlet veil of flames. I looked at my own reflection in the mirror while we rushed into the unknown. The forest creaked, whispered, shared news of the demise of its masters. The house disappeared around the corner. I wiped my sooty face. A pink line drew the horizon in front of us. I hoped for its imminent sunrise. I wanted to believe in it. The wind, cold but somehow also soft, invaded the car, even though all the windows were closed. It rubbed the driver's jaw, then dulled between the seats, checked up on the sleeping little girl, curled into a ball. The hair of another girl that stares silently into space, ruffled and spread like a lightweight curtain. The wind touched her parched lips. Polina smiled. What the f does that mean? Okay, so let's see what happens when you don't hug her. Leave her be. Polina's crazed smile scared me. It felt like she was enjoying herself, and everything that's happened already happened or was about to happen to us. She always acted like that the entire time I'd known her, as if she was possessed. Just like me. Ooh. I don't know, bruh. It's all roads is pointing towards it. My thoughts about the devilish companion inside me were also scary. So the last thing I wanted to do was involve myself with someone as bonkers as me. I moved toward the window, further away from Polina, and watched her the entire trip. Afraid to fall asleep and afraid to fall into delirium again. This seems like somewhat of a good ending. Ooh, what is this? Background art? We see that weird creepy thing from that TV show. There's somewhat of a fox. Is that a fox opened up? What's the symbolisms on this? Was all the forest creatures on the cross? Hold on. All right, y'all. We did it. A deal with the devil. Ooh. A renowned violinist who is doing her damnedest to keep her life out of the public eye. What is hidden behind the successful facade of a classical music star? Polina has been called the Russian reincarnation of Paganini. But is she willing to sell her soul to keep the truth hidden? Or will she finally reveal what she really happened to her husbands? Oh, okay. So she, okay. So we're just jumping into. I mean, they did this with. Which ending was it? God damn it! I'm getting old.
Bruh.
No, Love Recipe. While her spouses, the former and the current one, are listed as missing, Polina is performing in the biggest venues of Europe. So let's sift through the most mysterious pages of her biography and find out how sharp a violin bow can be. Okay. Wonder what this means. Present day? Oh, there's a present day for this one?
Свет.
Light. Oh, Anton order?
Вы не сказали. Да будет свет, хозяин.
It's 2020 now? You didn't say, let there be light, master. Hey, you don't talk back to me, smart home.
Я, может, и творец, но в моем мире больше темноты.
I may be a creative type, but my world is quite
Просто
dark.
включи его, душнило.
Just turn on the light, smart ass.
Стал свет.
And there was light. Yo, sell this bag. Amazon got 30 days so you can return it. Get your money back. I squinted, like I do every day, ready on the inside to see something else in a place of the interior of a wealthy mansion. A wooden shadow-woven house from my past that got destroyed in a fire on that frosty night. But like always, the bright lamps illuminated with white plastic, an easel with unfinished painting. A brand new mansion, built far away from my grandma's estate. Oh, he lives in a mansion now. Is he a famous artist or some shit? My bachelor den.
Кофе.
Coffee.
Уже готовлю.
Already on it, master. Damn, the home is like, what is that one movie on Disney Channel? It's like a smart home. The smart home turns evil and shit. That's what it reminds me of. Like, hey, bro, I wouldn't let your home do everything now. I can make my own damn coffee. If not for my diligent friend over there, created with conductors and sensors, I would have been completely alone in this forest. You are kind of alone. I mean, you're talking to AI, my guy. My agent is still in disbelief over the fact that I managed to maintain my sanity in this godforsaken place. It's interesting how we never see color, bro, but like Love Recipe ending, we see color. Could I be short-sighted as to fail to notice the, whatever, I ain't gonna say that, feel of this land? I was thinking about the color thing because like we only seen color when we jumped into the sky and started dancing, right? So I'm wondering if we completely accept the fate of the bunny, maybe that's like indicating something to like maybe the true ending, or I don't know, something to Anton and him as the bunny creature. In reality, only a place like this, reminiscent of the dark house I used to live in, could help me create. I drank the coffee. It was tasteless. Cause I'm sugar. Caramel, fresh vanilla, I don't know. Snowflakes drifted in the air outside of the wide windows made of bulletproof glass. It started snowing last night while I was working on my next project. Now the snowfall won't stop for weeks. No, this world was never good. Not for me, at the very least. I peered into the thick of force. Surrounded by it surrounded the fortress, built using my specifications and under my strict guidance, with shadows with mannerisms of lurking predators nestled in between the trees. I could almost hear the voices of kids beckoning me to dance under the full moon. Oh, you never escaped. A snow-laden graveyard appeared before my eyes. This better not be like Where's My Boy ending. No way. I rehearsed in my mind. Nigga, what are you doing with that? Standing where I was, I extended my hand. A .38 gun was hidden under the ledge. My actions were rehearsed, thought out to every small detail. Countless rooms conceptually divided. 3 steps to the right, and I won't be able to reach the gun. There starts the territory of my other good friend, a straight razor that lay in a hidden compartment under the table. Hey bro, these beasts are bulletproof, my nigga. We have 40 ways to end my life. Oh, yo, he said, I'm gonna kill myself. I ain't killing those beasts. I acquired fame I always dreamt about. But what did I spend my royalties on? On a prison for a single inmate. On a very rare, especially poisonous snakes that I could let out the terrarium with the press of a button. In this sad, lonely inn was still better than the horrors of my inner voice promised me. I glanced back at the easel. The painting looked like a window into another world, in the center of an ultra-modern living room, and a frosted window, in fact, was pictured on it, with the same view that opened from my wide windows in reality. Then again, what is reality? I only paint during the night and fall asleep exhausted in the morning, leaving my safety concerns to a sophisticated security system. On the other thing, pictured in the painting is the hands of a boy who's touching the glass, rime thaws under his fingers, and makes visible the clearing in the front of the house and the tiny creatures prancing in the ghastly moonlight. Or are those just little worlds of ghosts created by the blizzard?
Ugh! Damn, Anton! Oh my... Damn, you old as hell, boy!
I stood in front of the easel. If I were to strain my eyes, I would discern the reflection in the window, the face of the person who extended his small hands towards the ancient mystery of the forest. No, not his face. An old mask with long ears. My agent once asked me why I have to paint all this depressing stuff. Why I put so much despair and primal horror into them. I retorted as I shuffled ice inside of a glass of full whiskey. Are you unhappy with your earnings? With our earnings? Darkness sells. It's always there with us, even if we stuff every inch of our houses with light bulbs. My childhood was a swamp, emitting a noxious fog, and I built my house in the marshes. When I start drowning, I have dozens of ways to avoid overstaying in this world. I look around, the paintings on my walls, animal masks are the leitmotif of my midnight art. Duplicity, doublethink, giant childish eyes, snaking trails in an endless forest. A mom among the shadows. A feast of meat behind the windbreak. A long time ago, the voices in the night called out to the scared boy. Now he grew up in summoning darkness himself with his paintings. Come, from the forest or from the darkest corners of inside the sick mind. I have something for you. The things that hurt, the way you love. But I have no fear to give. I don't care for my own skin or my family, and my family is far away. My father is alive, but I had to reduce our interaction to a few phone calls a year to keep him safe. Maybe.
Может быть, оно придет сегодня.
Maybe it will come.
Вы говорите это каждый день, хозяин.
Ah, man, he's expecting the monsters to come back. You say that every day, master.
Ты здесь, чтобы слушать. Есть какие-то новости?
You're here to listen. Any news?
Статья, которая может заинтересовать вас.
There's an article that might interest
Гений
you.
мертвых пространств. Московская выставка Антона Петрова.
Damn. And Genius of Dead Spaces. Anton's Moscow art installation.
Хотите послушать?
Do you want to listen?
Валяй, желательно с конца.
Whatever, just give me the closing lines.
Те, кто надеялся увидеть художника лично, ждало разочарования.
Damn. Disappointment awaited those who hope to see the artist in person.
Отшельник остался верен себе и не покинул таежное пристанище.
The hermit artist stayed true to his name and stayed in his taiga haven.
Хватит.
Enough.
Криминальные сводки.
Crime reports.
Как обычно, ограничиться вашим районом.
Shall I limit them to your area as usual?
Ты знаешь.
You know.
Теги, пьяные драки, семейное насилие, грабеж.
Ah,
Хорошо.
good. Critics dissecting my paintings was always politely leave out the most important thing. Ah, so he's like making paintings of the experiences he went through, and he's trying to figure out if the monsters will ever come back. He's like on edge, he's like paranoid. But that further can be read between the lines. They think the author's insane. Oh, they're missing the most important part. The creator of the cold, hollow mother and the cradle of the black garage has a basement full of TNT. The system is programmed to lock it automatically. If I were to go downstairs and start losing control, I could just say the password and the explosions will go. Yo, this nigga is paranoid. I get it, but it's like, damn, okay. Bam, and all my scribbles burn to the ground. Its only purpose is to help me buy even more elaborate ways to violently end my existence. You want to get to my sister, huh? You foul creature inside of my head? I'll feed you her portraits. The little girl that is a reoccurring character in Petrov's paintings is the only 100% bright spot on. Is usually suit black artwork, or so said the critics. But the beautiful girl playing a violin that was featured in the Snow-Laden series most likely represents the bitterness towards lost happiness. In this case, critics nailed it, but they also didn't mention that what was behind my heroines, behind the canvases, inside the house that I will never share with Polina were securable vaults with deadly weapons for the artist. I walked into the window again, staring at the floating snowflakes and internal twilight behind them.
Может ли быть, что я чего-то не предусмотрел?
Is it possible I've still missed a scenario or two?
Анализирую.
Analyzing.
Теги. Затворник. Суицидальные мысли. Оружие.
Tags. Hermit. Suicidal ideation. Guns.
Согласно данным сети, такое поведение может свидетельствовать о сильном психическом расстройстве.
According to the web, your behavior can be a symptom of very serious mental condition.
Это реально!
All of this is real. I poked at the canvas with my finger. The woad stared at me with the scorching yellow eyes of a night hunter.
Хотите узнать телефон психологической помощи?
Damn! Do you want me to dial suicide prevention hotline for you?
Хочу, чтобы ты заткнулась и сделала еще кофе.
I want you to shut up and make me more coffee.
Мелю зерна.
Grinding beans. Nix, your bones. I looked at the forest, clenching and relaxing my restless fingers, licking my lips, unblinking. Then my gaze shifted towards the snowflakes, then closer to the window. On the person reflected in it, I tell myself that this scrawny evil man is normal. I think of all the medications that the shrinks prescribed to me. I wipe clean many gouges at the office of the local Sigmund freaking Freud. I know what happened many years ago. I can perceive what's real and what's not. I have a journal where I write down all of my thoughts. All of this is real.
Получено новое сообщение.
You got a new message. As much as I anticipated death, I also waited on the news from private investigators. I didn't only monitor the events happening in my local area, but I also hired professionals to find my old friends. My gaze slid across the animal mask painted with oil. I worked with bloggers, ufologists, cryptozoologists. Every time I hear crypto, I want to you know what I'm saying? Like this is the language I speak. All sorts of freaks specializing in paranormal activities. All I've gotten from them were so far nothing, were just delusional urban legends, along with AI generated pictures and videos. Yeah, I opened my tablet and it was a mail from a faraway place, the dark side of the web. The author was anonymous. I would have drawn him as a worm writhing in the rotten flesh of the dark web. The email stated, I think this is what you've been looking for. Be careful. The video was taken by a group of tourists who went missing in the taiga. Pay me in crypto to the usual wallet. The anonymous knew that his employer would pay him well, but it was too early to celebrate. My prey was slipping from the traps I set so many times before. Let's see what the net has cast into the sea brought this time. I opened the video. Okay, so paying people to get information. Show the ancient taiga forest. I peered into the darkness between the pines, my throat parched. Into the same spot the people surrounding the tent were looking. What made them crawl out of their sleeping bags in the middle of the night? I raised the volume. Who's recording this? I'm telling you, I heard kids laughing. The wind howled from the speaker, chilling my skin. The rays of the flashlights crossed, poking the darkness in terror. Are they recording it for proof? They illuminated the trees, their gigantic trunks that surrounded the tourists. The night howled, crunched with the windbreak, as if something was getting closer to the camp. Someone is standing there. Where? A person filming turned the camera toward the thicket. Something huge! Snow fell between the camera and the encroaching shadows. The pause lasted for the entirety. The howling wind and the panting of the scared bunch of people. There was something else mixed in, a gentle, ingratiating sound. I breathed through clenched lips. The flute's melody created the bloody images of my mind. Shadow carnival under the hungry moon. The picture lurched, the trees flashed. I didn't want to hear the tourists scream and the bees howled as they cracked the branches. Damn! I sent the tablet flying into the wall and smashed it into pieces. The strength, bruh. To crack the wall too? I need to calm down. I need to get that music of the ancient force out of my head. What did I just see? Nothing. It was a play, a student movie for one viewer, a rich and naive enough to pay for such an obvious fake. They even splurged on some good visual effects. Gotta ease my mind. Don't panic. Don't forget. I went to the easel, picked up the brush, dipped it in paint, and concentrated on picking the perfect place on the canvas. Then did it single stroked and looked into the window. I saw the room and the easel in the reflection. Ooh, shit. The creature standing beside it. The red paint dripped from the hard brush in its hand. It was finishing the painting in my place. The creature somewhat resembled a bunny with long ears. It's here. It has come for me. I staggered back. I ready to grab the gun, but the room was empty. The usual headache was back.
Ignore who I am. Ignore who paints.
Shut up.
Self-voicing disabled.
I know who I am. I know who paints my works. I know why I need the weapons. Yo, Anton. Destroy this house!
Уточните команду.
Please specify the command.
Назовите пароль.
Password, please. My heart was beating at its limit. The panic attack completely cornered me. I need to calm down.
Назовите пароль.
Password, please. I pressed my palms against my ears. Snowflakes swirled outside. I felt like my house was inside of one of those glass balls with bits of styrofoam. Shake it and it was snow. I'm not insane. I need to pick the right path. But what is the right?
Назовите пароль.
Password, please. I looked up and opened my mouth. But now that I'm sure they've returned, my suicide will have to wait. Oh, Jesus. I spent all my wealth on publishing a book. Biographic comic, master's fiction. It would be the most impressive print run ever. It will get translated into all known languages, and if needed, the author will also pay for a movie adaptation. Are you referring to yourself when you say the author? I'm not alone. The other victims of this darkness exist out there. They need my support. The comic book will help obsessed people like me to deal with the Taiga plague. It will guide the hunters to the tracks of elusive demons in the animal mass. I won't be scared into silence. I finally have a goal. I barely use my drawing tablet, and when it comes to popularizing demonic mask in the forest of the Forest Master, this tool is way more reliable compared to oil paint. Let's leave the brushes to Pierce. Oh, yo, that's literally dead ass me trying to fucking draw my shit. I be drawing too, y'all. If y'all didn't know. The stylus is sliding across the screens. Rectangles and squares get filled with silhouettes, bubbles with words. This is my story. The wind clawed at the window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. When the clock struck midnight, the boy stood up from his bed and went to the window. The forest, the snow, and the dancing creatures all basked in ghastly moonlight. They froze as soon as they felt someone else was watching them and turned toward the house. Ha ha ha! Wow, okay. Tiny bunny, okay, I see it. That's interesting, wow. That was fire, I fuck with that, wow. There was an interesting ending. I don't want to talk too much about this because we're gonna do some... we're gonna try to do 2 more endings and then we'll end the video, but like, because I don't want to make the video incredibly long because these endings are kind of long depending on what we get. But like, one thing I've noticed about these endings is that they almost kind of have like a connection of like, no matter what really happens, it seems like the world doesn't really find out that the forest monsters are real, you know? Like, it's almost like to figure out or find a way to get them to become real is like impossible. Which is interesting. But yeah, it seems like Anton was successful in his ventures of becoming an artist, and he was able to capitalize off that and make pieces. But those pieces, I guess what really helped him was because of his story, as you know, describing the whole Tiny Bunny situation. I wonder if there was just like some like third, like this is like some metagaming to like kind of references to Psychono and using this whole idea of like we created Tiny Bunny. But this is pretty cool. I wonder if this comet is like that manga that you're telling me about, where the alternate story of Katya. But this is interesting. Yeah, but it seems like he used his wealth to kind of like figure out if the taiga, if all of this shit is real. He used his status and wealth, and he was trying to figure out articles that were talking about it, and he was boiling it down to the tags and just trying to get some new information that would like help him. And it almost seems like with this ending, it's similar to like the Where's My Boy ending. I mean, Oya's ending with that one, it almost seems like the cycle continues, but this one is like, he doesn't really get closure. He feels like the animals, he didn't get justice. Like the animals are still out there, and there's no confirmation of whether we're gonna ever defeat these animals and stop this crime. But anyway, I got so much other thoughts, but you guys let me know what the you guys think. Okay, all right, so let's go back to when we could hug Polina. Let's hug her with her weird smiling ass. I wouldn't dare judge her for that quirk after the madness she endured. My own face was twisted in a spark of my inner beast doing. In the end, everything I ever wanted, everything I ever strived for was this girl and our friendship. Or even something more than friendship. I hugged Polina and she replied with a strong embrace of her own. Yeah. 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 Ooh, I don't even care if I get copyright here, bruh. What is?
За нами наблюдают и тянутся тени. Я опять бегу и сбиваю колени, лишь бы они нас с тобой не съели. Все вокруг глупые, мы с тобой тоже. Я таю постепенно, как снежинки на коже. На коже, на коже. Между нами полметра. Мои волосы ветром развивает, развивает. Когда все вокруг строгие, от зимы смотрю под ноги, вижу цветы. Снежинки я и ты, снежинки я и ты. Цветы, цветы, цветы. И когда все вокруг строгие, от зимы мои щеки колят от красноты. Причина это ты, причина это ты.
Alright, y'all. So this is the Genius in the Dark ending. When we speak about modern Russian art, there is no way to avoid mentioning one of its leaders and the most influential artists in the country, Anton Petrov. Last year, one of his paintings, Wolf on a Cross, was sold on Sotheby's for $3 million. That's the record number for any of the contemporary living Russian artists. The painting features his famous dark expressionist style. He used his favorite motif of a werewolf that is fallen apart into pieces of a human face, with animalistic features showing up behind it. Silhouettes of a beast, almost invisible, escaping your direct sight, were painted in incredible Baroque style. The image of Ant Petrov himself also appeals to Western art connoisseurs. He's a hermit living in the taiga forest. Maestro rarely gives interviews and always refuses to elaborate on the meaning behind his works. Wolf on a Cross was purchased by an unnamed fan of Russian Expressionism. Ooh. So he's still, with this ending, he's still popular for the art that he put out. Looks like we see the art in the Forbes magazine cover. All right, let's see the present day for this one.
Никогда не понимал, зачем в небольшом поселке нужна психушка.
Oh shit. I could never understand why they put a psych ward in such a small village.
Это окружная больница.
Oh, we gonna see Polina. So I guess if you hug Polina, I guess you actually get with her. It's the regional hospital.
И ты знаешь, здесь возле леса так легко сойти с ума.
Besides, here, near the forest, it's so easy to go insane. So they're going back to the place. A psych ward, huh? If we believe that like the mental hospital is just a way to distract people or to excuse that people are going insane and there's no like beasts, then like I wouldn't be too surprised if like this is like one of the ways that the animal creatures can like escape from being caught or really being shown that they're actually alive. I was so painfully aware of that. The wind rustled with the naked tree branches in a small deserted park. The sun set over the taiga. The air was damp and smelled of pine. The shadows slithered near the building's weathered face like ghosts of a madman in a black hospital gowns. This village was akin to a corpse with a balsamic liquid sulfur. Wow, Jesus Christ. Y'all can hate Psychono all you want with episode 5, but you can't deny the dialogue has always been fire. By balsamic liquid solidifying inside it. A horrific doll crafted by some necrophiliac from the clothes he stole from dead people. Okay, oh shit. They got big and tall. Look at Polina. After everything I had to do, after Polina and I had touched the darkness, we were deep in it up to our elbows, like in blood. Standing near the car, side by side with my partner, I glared at the barred windows. Snow fell from the sky, solemn and anxious. I could end up in this place myself, tied to a bed, sedated with drugs. But we managed to escape the locked hospital rooms. Oh shit. When the Emercom people picked up Biasha all those years ago, he was crawling down the forest ravines. The doctors found the remains of his voles and scrolls in his stomach. Oh, he got eaten too. He probably saw the ant monsters, that's why his hair went white. He survived the best he could. The police reasoned that the poor boy became victim of a serial killer, and that shook his mind. Polina and I stayed in one piece using our own methods. But what if the real madmen are not inside, but out there? I looked at my phone. My dad, a soft smile on his face, looked back at me from the wallpaper. He was holding Oya by the hand. My little sister laughed, as if I fossilized in amber that in that distant, forever lost summer and day. I love the music right now. It's like very like matching the vibe. I checked the time in the corner of the screen.
Приемные часы.
It's visitation hours. Let's go. Who are we visiting? Biasha? Oh yeah, what happened to them? Trash blew through the entrance of the decrepit building. Every other light bulb was busted, so the hallways were barely illuminated.
Вы к кому?
How can I help you?
К Игорю Будаеву.
Igor Ibudiv, is this the serial killer? Or who was this? Am I tripping? Or not Anton, Ronka.
Наш завсегдатай.
Our regular.
Пациенты сейчас в столовой или на процедурах, но Игорь Долгарович уже вернулся в палату.
Oh, shit.
Как он себя чувствует?
How's he feeling?
Надежд на выписку по-прежнему никаких.
Yo, wait a minute, wait. Still no hope for recovery, I'm afraid.
Боюсь, он до конца жизни будет нуждаться в медицинской помощи.
Y'all, when y'all critique the game, y'all didn't talk about this ending, bruh.
Но знаете, Игорь всерьез увлекся творчеством. Мы здесь всячески поощряем арт-терапию.
Okay. Engrossed in arts and crafting, we welcome any form of art therapy here.
Он даже возглавил наш кружок самодеятельности в детском отделении.
He took the falling footsteps of Anton, huh?
Неужели выжигает по дереву?
Да кто ж паяльник такому доверит? Нет, шьет костюмы для нашего любительского театра.
Да у вас тут не больница, а клуб талантов.
The medical worker didn't catch the sarcasm.
Наши ребята большие молодцы.
Yes, they are such great kids.
Идите за мной.
Follow me. Hey, Rochi. Cockroach ran across the linoleum floor. Polina crushed it with her shoe and Winston discussed. Damn! The medical worker opened the door.
Игорь Долгарович, к вам пришли.
Or is this Biasha? Does that look like isn't that Biasha? So that's his real name? I prepared myself for this meeting, but the sight of Biasha who clearly aged faster than normal, still left me stunned. Patient wearing state-issued pajamas tore his gaze from the window and turned his silver-haired head to us. His watery eyes were empty. Polina sensed it was the right moment to give us some privacy, so she started talking to the medical worker distractor. We couldn't hear them anymore. Why? They don't allow you to talk to them privately? My initial shock was replaced with determination. I got close to my old buddy, covering him with my shadow. Y'all was not buddies. Biasha shriveled as if the shadow burned him.
Кто вы такой?
Who are you?
Притворяешься, что забыл меня?
Pretending that you forgot me, huh?
Не делайте мне больно.
No, hurt me. I lowered my voice down to chilling whisper. It was a one-on-one conversation.
Если боль заставит тебя вспомнить...
Why you sounding like a Arkham Asylum villain? Anton, calm down. Just let him know that you Anton. Damn. If pain can make you remember. I stood in front of him to cover the medical worker's vision with my back and grabbed him by the collar. Damn!
Не надо!
Anton, you're selling, bruh. Mister, please.
Я маленький.
I'm just a kid. Just a kid.
Тебе 37.
You're 37.
Неправда.
Lies.
Почему вы обманываете?
Why are you telling lies? No, Papa. I tugged at his clothes harder.
Если бы мог, убил бы тебя на месте,
Yo,
понимаешь?
Anton, are you good, bruh? You actually looking like Walter White, bruh. Like, calm down, bruh. I would kill you on the spot if I could. Do you
В
understand?
глаза мне смотри.
Look at me.
Секундочку.
Ooh, look
Такое
at-
обращение
look
с
at
пациентами
Polina.
недопустимо.
I'm sorry, you can't treat our patients like that. Bro, Anton, you sold. I haven't even started. As I thought as I unclenched my
Все в
fingers.
порядке, они старые товарищи.
It's okay. They're old friends. Biasha's gaze started darting around the room until it stopped on Polina. Our former classmate pressed his back into the wall and his tired body trembling.
Зачем вы привели меня сюда?
Didn't they say they met him before or they visited him before? Or am I tripping on that? Why did you bring her here?
Прогоните! Прогоните ее!
Chase her away! Away!
Уходите! Вместе с этой бестией!
Leave you and that beast both! I also turned toward Polina, who stood unmoving in the dark corner. A scary smile gaped on her face like an open wound. They're trying to jump scare us. Wait, Josh, slow that down. What the f did we just? What did we miss there? We exchanged non-verbal signs. It was time. Time for a ride. She beckoned the medical worker away.
Могли бы мы прогуляться с Будаевым?
Maybe we could go for a walk with, Budeva.
Естественно, под нашу ответственность.
Under our responsibility, of course.
Что? Это совершенно исключено.
What? That's out of the question.
Он должен находиться под круглосуточным надзором специалистов.
He must be under constant supervision of professionals.
Я специалист.
I'm a professional. Polina took something out of her pocket and handed it to the medical worker. Her brow furrowed. She looked at the envelope Polina was holding.
У вас, милочка, какая-то аура негативная.
She just did some rich shit. See, miss, you have this negative aura about you.
Вы оба странные.
Both of you guys look super weird.
Это исправимо.
I can fix that. Banknotes rustled in Polina's hands. The reward has increased. You bribed her?
Что ж,
What the?
полагаю, с
I
вами
hate
пациент
capitalism.
будет в безопасности.
Well, doctor, I guess the patient will be safe in your hands.
Не отдавайте меня!
Yo, he's scared. Don't give them to them.
Да только не это!
Yo, they look evil as shit.
На выход!
Move! Oh my god, yo! Damn, what he said like that? I squeezed his shoulder so that wouldn't probably leave a sizable mark. I felt pleasure knowing that. Biasha made weak attempts at resisting as he stared at Polina like she was some kind of living dead. The medical worker turned toward the window. Her conscience was in a struggle with her greed. And as if was customary in our village, the greed was waning.
Игорь Дулгарович недавно получил укол седативного средства.
Oh boy.
Он не будет слишком сопротивляться.
You suck, bro. You see what I'm saying with this class-based society, bro? Just took money instantly, bro. Hell no. You're supposed to care for me. You don't care about your job. And, bro, I feel bad for Biasha. I want to see him try, as I thought as I bared my teeth.
Насчет того, о чем мы говорили.
So, about what we discussed before that.
Ой, да. Я сейчас принесу пакет.
Oh, right. Let me go get that bag. What did you talk about before? Now you all in cahoots with her? Now you feel it all good to do? We walked out into the wind, and the clouds were thickening as they rolled over the pine top. Biasha's knees gave away. He sniffled as he stared at the car that was waiting for us. My black Tiger SUV. That's an SUV? That looked like a military truck, bruh. Is this the car we talking about, or is this something different? It looked like he was expecting to be greeted with a spacious room with an industrial meat grinder instead of the car's interior. A hulking giant shone with chrome, a hungry metal beast, a foreboding animal. He held Biasha by the elbows and escorted him back to the back seat. A spastic smiles with twisted our face reflected in the windows. Defenseless Biasha snuck glances at the hospital where he had spent most of his life. What are y'all doing? Why did this... Okay, this is interesting. His childhood was over, but not the nightmare that dominated Taiga Village. People still went missing here. Traces of the ancient evil were still being mentioned in police reports. They lived on in rumors and horror stories told by school kids of today.
Куда вы меня везете, на?
Right.
Ты знаешь куда.
Whoa! You know where. A gun appeared in my partner's hand. She pressed it against our captive. It was a .38. Here, on the border of hell, I wouldn't trust lead. The weapons are different. Whoa! What the f? Yo! What the? Why does this game continue to get even more crazier, bruh? I don't get it. We already went through like 6 endings. What the f? You're mad. You. Biasha turned his pleading gaze to me. He was looking for help in the wrong place from the wrong person.
Зачем ты привел вместе с дьявольской улыбкой?
The beast with the demonic smile here.
Скоро узнаешь.
You'll learn soon enough.
Наслаждайся поездкой.
Enjoy the ride, buddy. What the fuck? Yo, this is Batman Dark Knight Rises, bruh. Oh, bruh. That is not an SUV. That is where they go to random countries and bomb them, bro. That is not an SUV, bro. What the f? The pines towered over us like a grim fortress wall. Their branches reached out toward the car. Their coniferous paws brushed the snow off its roof. The shadows acted like vultures that rose up from their slumber and sneaked toward the trail. The black trunks flashed on both sides. The trail got thinner. Something cawed and squeaked in the thicket. I parked in the bubbling spring in the low ground. Biasha started trembling in the backseat. Was he onto our plans?
Вспомнил? По роже вижу, что вспомнил.
Remember now?
Вспомнил? По роже вижу, что вспомнил.
Why'd you repeat that? Вспомнил. Like, bro, you ain't gotta repeat that. You good, bro? I heard you. Your ugly face tells me you do.
Напрягись, у тебя получится.
Come on, you can do it.
На выход, чертила.
Get out, freak. He didn't want to go. I had to drag him out of the tiger. Damn. Yo, what is going on? Biasha stumbled and fell to his knees. His face was as white as his hair. The snow around us.
Тоха!
О, просветление. Пациент идет на поправку.
Блин!
Yo, this is reminding me of Elisa and Bunny Anton, bruh.
Зачем вы это делаете, на?
Зачем?
Why? I took out the phone and brought out its display to wide-eyed Biasha.
Зачем, ублюдок?
Why, you ask, you bastard? The small boy with short hair looked at Biasha from the photo. The news chat for the village was full of photos like this. Psych ward patients that went missing, juvenile orphans, social outcasts, one would cry for it. I remembered all the child missing posters on the notice board in my goddamn
Дети
school.
все еще исчезают, не так ли?
Children still go missing, don't they? Oh, he's peeing himself.
Кружок умелые ручки, да?
Handicraft club, huh?
Мы все знаем.
We know everything. Polina opened the truck and threw a plastic bag at Biasha. A bunch of animal masks that were sold by enterprising medical workers slipped onto the snow. Really? What the f?
В дурдоме ты делаешь новые маски.
You've been making new masks in the loony house.
Я ничего не понимаю. Тошенька,
I don't understand, Tosha.
мне сказали, это поможет.
Oh, they told me it would help.
Что так мои мозги встанут.
Who did? The monsters or the medical workers? That my brain will become normal again.
Я не знал, что это плохо.
The masks is what summon the creatures, like anyone who puts it on. But then at the same time, I thought the creatures would be already still there unless they have to get a new generation of kids. After what we've seen, I guess all of them pretty much died. It was only really because, you know, with that ending, we kill the goat. So like the only creatures, quote unquote, that are left is Polina and Anton. If that's what we're to believe based off of the information of Love Recipe. But I might be wrong. A thought flashed in my head. Can art ever be evil? Didn't I also try to escape the harsh reality of life by drawing? I spoke louder to silence my thoughts.
Ты собрал стаю из несовершеннолетних пациентов.
You gathered a pack from the juvenile patients.
Мальчики с аутизмом и шизофренией.
Boys with autism and schizophrenia.
Ты жрешь пациентов в лечебнице.
You feast on the hospital dwellers. Biasha hung his head as he wailed. His throat produced a low, buzzing sound. Remember my grandma? My grandma's silhouette appeared in my mind's eye, illuminated by the trembling candlelight.
Оставьте меня в покое, на!
Leave me alone.
Бабушка жила здесь и ходила в одну очень старую церковь при монастыре.
Okay.
Я вас не слушаю, да?
Умирающий монах.
Dude, there's so much content left with this game. This is crazy.
Божьи создания присматривают за людьми.
The monk told her on his deathbed that evil walks his world and God's creations walk over the view.
Создание.
His tear-filled eyes shifted, clinging on to what stood among the ancient pines. Jump scare, goddamn.
Монах дал бабушке вот это.
Before he died, the monk gave my grandma this. Oh, yeah, that's right. I showed my family relic to Biasha, a simple black cross that I took from my house entrance.
Нам с Полиной потребовались годы исследований, чтобы понять.
Polina and I needed years of research to understand.
Внутри спрятана реликвия для связи с ними.
Inside it was a relic that can help reach them. Really? In the cross?
С ними.
He repeated after me, even though he had no idea who they were.
С небесными заступниками.
The
У
celestial
всех
guardians.
народов есть заговоры, ритуалы, помогающие вызвать этих сущностей, чтобы бороться
С такими, как ты, дружок.
Oh, a way to defeat the monsters.
Точнее, теми, кто управляет тобой, словно марионеткой.
Well, those who control you like a puppet, to be exact.
Без Полины я бы не додумался.
Couldn't have seen it without Polina.
Пустяки.
Oh, no need to thank me.
Просто я знала правду о своем деде.
It's just I knew the truth about my grandpa. Ooh.
Харитонна.
He's the beast. He's the force master.
Фактически, Полина, ты спасла наш мир.
Technically, you have already saved our world, Polina.
Вы сумасшедшие. Доктор вас вылечит, на. Это бред! Чертовщина, на!
Biyasha clutched his own chest as if he was about to tear apart his pajamas. His face turned green. Polina frowned. I wondered if our old buddy was having a stroke. Suddenly, Biyasha started spinning around, quickly licking his bloodless lips. Not like a goat.
Антон.
Biyasha's froze in place, but then snatched something out of the bag with the mask. Oh, shit! Is he the next Forest Master? What the f? Let me see. Hold on. I skipped that. I knew what that thing was. I saw it oh so many times. I always thought it was carved out of a human bone. Why did I think that? Did I have any proof? Bro, you better kick that shit out of his hand? No, I just blindly believed some dark legends. With a vicious, victorious spark in his eyes, Biyasha pressed on the demonic flute with his lips and started playing. Attracted by the ancient melody, the shadows writhed across the clearing, and the heavy-laden clouds hid the sunlight, hid the sun, and the twilight sent upon a forest. Enough.
Испугались, на? Если вы верите в глупые байки, вас и музыка флейты должна напугать, на!
Biyasha looked at her, panting at the scar that ran across Polina's temple. The exact same scar I bore.
Что вы натворили, на?
Избавились от паразитов.
Ooh. Parasites that turn... Okay. So the parasites that we ate were from the creatures, right? Like, the parasites that you eat. Because remember in the love recipe ending, they were eating the parasites or the food or the human flesh, and that's when they turned. And remember when Elisa fed Zolka the parasite, and that's what made Zolka turn into the thing. Damn. So that means they all had parasites in them that can turn them into the monsters. We got rid of the parasites.
Теперь музыка флейты над нами не властна.
Flute's music has no power over us now.
Мой внутренний демон, что терзал меня годами, наконец-то смог.
What the fuck? Okay.
Вы себя покалечили!
Крест помог вызвать хранителя.
The cross helped us summon a guardian. I saw myself from turning around and checking if anybody stood behind the trees.
Его так боялся мой дед.
My grandpa was scared of him.
Хранитель руководил рукой Антона.
The guardian guided Anton's hand.
Это то, что делают небесные твари. Направляют, не участвуя лично.
That's what the celestial beings do. They guide without taking action themselves.
Антон сделал мне трепанацию черепа.
Anton trepanned my skull.
А потом я помогла ему избавиться
Then I
от
helped him
голоса
get rid of the
в голове.
voice in my head.
Вам нужна помощь, на! Поедем обратно, на! Таблетки у тети доктора!
It's those fucking accursed pills.
Таблетки не спасут. Но я могу тебя исцелить.
But I can give you the courage.
Позволь ангелу направить мою руку.
Let the angel guide my hand.
Позволь нам удалить паразита.
Let's remove the parasite. I burrowed a spot in Biyasha's forehead with my eyes, as if I could see through the skin and bone.
Безумцы!
Буквально на днях мы заключили с хранителем сделку. Дали слово, что найдем и уничтожим остатки пожирателей. Ты последний.
Who are the other ones?
Я
I'm just
ребенок!
a kid.
Значит, тебе туда.
Well, then you gotta go there. I pointed at the thickening darkness. The black garage was nestled among the trees. A disgusting black coffin. A meat grinder that traveled the realms. It wandered the area blindly all this time, looking for Biyasha, the little boy who ruined the ritual, the boy who didn't knock on its door. How else did it wind up in the middle of the thick forest? Could someone abandon him there during the wild 90s? Could they just forget about its existence, incidentally turning him into the village legend? For a second, I thought it seemed scarily plausible. Nasty doubts gripped me once again. Thankfully, a scream distracted me. Biasha squealed. I slapped him across the face, the back of my hand to keep him down.
Полина, топливо!
Полина, fuel! She took out the canister from the trunk. Hurry!
Без этого не обойтись.
Is this really necessary? She stared at the helpless Biasha distress.
Мы столько раз это проговаривали.
We've been over this many of times.
Знаю.
I know, but they're gonna burn him alive? I could almost read her mind. Are we making a mistake? That was the question that consumed her. Did we come to the forest obsessed with nonsense to kill an innocent man?
Мы повязаны клятвой.
We're oath-bound.
Выхода нет.
There's no other way.
Смотри туда.
Look there. I pointed at the thicket.
Он смотрит на нас.
He's watching us.
Он прекрасен и невыносим одновременно.
He's beautiful and unbearable at the same
Он
time.
самое неправильное, что ты когда-либо видела.
He's the most unnatural thing you've ever seen.
Искривленное пространство, тьма бесконечно далеких планет и сияние умирающих солнц.
Yo, this look like a crazy-ass priest. Warp-spaced. The darkness of the infinitely distant planets and the light of dying suns.
Пепелище вселенных.
The ashes of our universe.
Он все и ничто.
He's everything and nothing.
Все и ничто.
Everything and nothing. My partner was talking as if she were in a trance. I continued, full of raging joy, as I waved my hands frantically toward the squeaky tree.
Ужаснись тому, насколько грандиозна и зловещая его фигура.
Tremble in fear as you gaze upon its grandiose, horrifying figure.
Золотой свет окружает ее.
Golden light envelops
Не
it.
смотри долго, иначе ослепнешь.
But don't look too long or you'll go
Оно
blind.
выглядит как женщина, но не имеет ничего общего ни с женщиной, ни с человеком.
It has the form of a woman, but has nothing to do with men or
Ни
women.
с добром, ни со злом.
Neither with good or nor evil. I waved the cross around, tracing it chaotic figures in the distance.
Столь же чуждой всему живому, как тайга или звезды в ледяном мраке.
It's as foreign as to all the living as taiga or the stars in the icy darkness.
И эта разрушительная сила на нашей стороне!
And this destructive power is on our side!
А бензин — это святая вода!
Oh, really? And the gasoline is our holy water.
Благословленная
They had to build himself up so they can do the most nastiest things. Yo, this is a villain! He's a villain! Oh my god. That is blessed by it. I wiped the drool from my chin. Polina nodded slowly and screwed the cap. Damn! They took the canister and poured from her and poured its contents on Biasha's head. He screamed as he scratched his own cheeks.
Берегись, черная гаража! Я был внутри, но там нет беса! Там логово маньяка и мертвые дети, на!
I showed him with a sad smile.
Теперь маньяк — это ты. Ты стал тем самым серийным убийцей.
Маньяк, на! А кто ты? Не тот, кто похищает и приводит в лес людей!
Ты не обманешь меня, нечистый!
Biasha tried to escape, but I grabbed him and dragged him toward the black cottage. The door opened without my help, or the wind simply threw the rusty metal leaf open. I don't care. We'll do what our fate dictates.
Мамочка! Спаси меня! Я хочу к маме!
Polina, who took the second canister out of the trunk, squeezed her eyes shut as her hands were shaking.
Верните меня! Воистину!
Woo, man, dude.
Я хочу домой!
Oh my god. Damn. Yo, I can't say this enough. Like, the voice acting makes you really think like these people are going through this shit. shit. Like, goddamn. Shout out to the voice actors, bro, because this is crazy.
Не убоюсь зла!
I will fear no evil.
Страшно! Мамочка!
Yo, they do look like serial killers, I ain't gonna lie.
Ты со mной! Твой жезл и посох!
Oh my lord. I don't even want to read this anymore. Polina burst out crying as she watched me drag the heart-rendering, bleeding, the wriggling Biasha.
Боженька! Помоги!
Какому богу ты молишься, бес?
God. What god are you praying to, demon?
Полина, смотри!
She's looking like that's a face full of regret.
Не плачь! Смотри, как бес подыхает!
She regained her composure.
Да, я с тобой.
She's not confident.
Путь в ад!
Вечные муки.
Аминь!
Threw Biasha in the garage. Flute and the scattered masks were left in the snow with the faces of the new generation of beasts. Polina picked them up and threw them in the dark doorway.
Посерительно! Это же я! Бяшенька!
Исцели, Боже!
Wow.
Яша давно погиб. Его не спасти, он сам этого не хочет. Ты знаешь, на что способны звери-перевертыши.
You know what those shape-shifting animals can do? Yes, I know. Do you really think Biasha? Her voice trailed off.
Это гибнет дьявол. Агония, слышишь?
Он хватается.
Но хранитель не даст ему выбраться.
Ангел за нашими спинами.
Лицо его непроницаемо и надменно. Свет его очей все ярче.
Wow. Felt Polina's hand grab my own, so I clutched my fingers as hard as I could. Stood in front of the huge fire, our shadows melting in the snow.
С пожирателями покончено.
So I wonder if she was like this for the other quote-unquote devourers that they killed.
Мы поступили правильно. Хранитель обещал нам забвение.
Забудем обо всем.
Я не потеряю тебя.
I dared to turn around, a giant figure among the trees disappeared. Just like the kids from the cursed village. Just like the goat that pretended to be Biasha. Just like our memories of what happened were about to disappear. The screaming stopped. I looked into the fire and bit my lower lip so hard it bled. Because a question popped up in my head among the ringing silence. Could it be that I'm so deranged that I infected Polina with my own madness? Was there ever an angel? Was there ever only a boy with a scary illness that stopped taking his meds? And that's when the beast started talking to him. Not a forced one. One from the depths of his agonized mind. Am I schizo? I'm mentally ill? Where are my angels? What have we done? What the f is that creature? Oh, what the fuck? Yo, what the f? Yo. In fact, I didn't know how I got here because it didn't cause me any distress. The only thing that concerned me was whether the woman was alive. But then she moved and opened her eyes. I'd never seen such magical eyes. Such a beautiful face. She stared at me in surprise. Following a sudden impulse, I outstretched my hand and the woman Even though she hesitated for a moment, she did the same. Because it's still snowing, so the color's still there. Our fingers touched and I smiled at the warmth that spread through my body. The woman smiled back at me. Wait, quickly, check to see if the black garage is there. Oh, look at Oya! Yo, why did it make Oya look like that? Wow, that's crazy. Alright. Guys, I was gonna do the last 2 endings that Tritila recommended, which we will do, but I've been recording for 4 hours and I don't want to make the video entirely too long. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I'm trying to space it out, give y'all some time to think about give me some goddamn time to think about shit, because goddamn, like damn. I keep saying this, guys, but like every single time I feel like I figured something out about the ending or the game, there's just more. There's just more. I really don't know what to say, because like, what ending was that again? What ending was this? I need to go, I have to do, obviously in post-editing, I'll show a list of all the endings that we've completed so far, and you guys let me know if I'm correct on this. I think we have 10 endings left, if I'm not mistaken. I was trying to count in my head, but I don't know, I'm not sure. But yeah, if there's 2 more endings, then technically we'll have 8 endings after that. That was crazy. They gave us more information even about the lore with the maggots in our, like the parasites, because they did hint that we were eating something, but you know, if the candy was actually candy, then it was clearly something else. So if those were parasites and we were eating them the whole time, or the monsters fed us that, they almost made it seem like, damn, once you ate the maggots, once you ate the parasites, if you got rid of them, they wouldn't be able to turn into creatures. And it seemed like it seemed like he was gonna be the next goat creature. But it's weird, it's like they didn't even try to attempt to get rid of the parasite, quote unquote, from Biasha. It seemed like they just kind of like said, F it. And what's more interesting, this is very similar to Love Recipe ending, where in terms of like, after all that happened, the game turns into colors, like an actual color, despite whether it was snow or sun was there, the spring. And I'm just trying to like think, like this has to mean something, because the only other time we've seen the game in color was when we jumped into the sky with the animal creatures. So like, for the fact that there's 2 endings with color, I'm trying to figure out what that means, man. I don't know. To me, everything so far does seem like the creatures are real. It's more harder to get proof of their existence. But it seems like with this ending, they got rid of all the creatures. But what was that random thing that was just popping up randomly when we got near to Biasha and like back to the old village? That jump scared us a few times. I wonder what that means, bro. It's so annoying. It's like, once I feel like I understand one thing, it's like I have to understand. I don't know, maybe I'll get more thoughts post-editing, or once I edit this and reflect and think about it, but that's literally what I'm about to do now. I'm about to edit this. I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, we're gonna try to complete and get all of the endings. So if you guys want to point out some more endings, you can leave a comment below. But I think I'm already forgetting bro's name. Esfer, shout out to Esfer. I was looking at some of their guide as well. It seems like there's a guide, they got the guide of all the endings. So I'm gonna finish, so yeah, the next episode we're gonna try to finish up Tritila's endings, Tritila's list, and then we'll get into Esper's and we'll talk about it, bro, because we got to get as much endings as we can. But it seems like, I don't know, there's so much content that like, it's just so hard to talk about this like in like 10 to 20 minutes. Like, I have to dissect and really think about, what am I missing? What am I not getting? What am I understanding? What am I not, you know? But let's talk about it in the comment section. Anyway, y'all take care. Keep your head space strong, and I'm gonna see you when I see you. Peace.